Hello everyone! Welcome back to Board Games with me, Evil Dr. Ganymede, slightly, well, not slightly, very late start today, sorry, we're almost like, wow, almost an hour late, sorry. Lots of technical issues, and I realised that I'd set things up wrong here and I had to recalculate things and it was just a mess. But hopefully, we're going to get enough time for a game here. I think that's still okay. Just nudge the chair against the thing here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be okay. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, we're playing Warfighter WWII again, which we played last week. This time, we are playing Soviet soldiers versus German hostiles again. So where this is, somewhere in Russia, I guess. I mean, could it theoretically be Finland? I think possibly. I'm a bit rusty on the whole Arctic theatre side of things, but they definitely fought the Germans, and did pretty badly against the Germans for the most part in Barbarossa. But there were battles between the Soviets and the Germans. So this is somewhere in there on the Eastern Front in World War II. What we're going to do, so these are all from the Russia expansion, which if I can pick it up on here, where's that one? There are a whole load of expansions for this game, and I have many of them, and yeah, this is the Russia ones. I think it's actually better to show them on the big screen here, because I realise that showing you in the tiny little screen is a little bit small. But yeah, they all come in these little packs with a whole load of expansions, and I have many of them, or many of the base ones. The thing I'm ruffling around in here is this. That's my big card holding thing. Yeah, I've got a bunch of expansions. So the Germans, a lot of the Germans are from the Germany expansions, and the Russians are all from the Russia 1 and 2 expansions. I did get Poland as well. I just got Poland 1 and 2 today. So I could theoretically play Polish soldiers at some point. I kind of daren't do that because I'll probably horrifically mangle the pronunciations of their names. But I imagine that's a similar kind of thing. There were some extra Russian missions and stuff that came with the Polish ones, which is part of the reason that I got it. I don't know if one of these is from there. I think actually the destination here, the objective, the truck convoy, is from the Poland expansion, or one of them. Yeah, I mean, I don't add too much in the way of Russian stuff, but adds a few things. It's kind of a bit annoying how the missions and the objectives are kind of spread out over multiple different decks. If you want to be a completist like me, then you have to get them all. What we're going to do is I've got 4 people in my squad. I have the player soldier is Molotov down here. He is close combat, and he has close combat and picture skills, so he's good at range 0. attacks, and he's got he's a good thrower. So he's got some grenades. He's got 4 grenades. He's got an SVT-40 rifle, which is not a bolt action thing. Or at least it doesn't have bolt action on the card. So that means you can fire it every action, which is nice. He's got some extra ammo for it. He's got a canteen that lets him draw extra cards. And he's got a first aid kit, because we don't leave home without that. He's got some extra bandages as well, because again, I'm assuming you can just buy extra bandages like you can buy extra ammo. And it just costs another loadout. The squad all has cold weather gear, which is tucked behind here. This is a Soviet card. And basically for each resource point you put into that, you can give each soldier 2 hardy counters. So I'll explain those in a minute, because they weren't in the game last time. The other soldiers here are Golikov, who also has an SVT-40 rifle. He is liable to panic when a soldier is downed. He will be suppressed whenever a soldier goes down. But he's got 2 actions there as well. Novikov over here is another non-player soldier. He has a PPS H-41 submachine gun. So like last time, range 0 weapon, can fire auto or semi. Not an awful lot of ammo though. He's only got 3 ammo for this, so that's going to be interesting. He is good at hand-to-hand, and he also has a hunter skill, which is you ignore the entrance cost penalties on hostile cards, which could be handy. And finally, over here we've got Ivanov, who is the squaddy. He's actually pretty good. He's got 2 health, 3 actions, and he's got a semi-decent range 0 and range 1 hit. He's also got hardy, which is the environmental thing that I'm going to talk about in a minute. He also has panic as well. And the mission we're going to be doing is this one. This is a Russia mission. And it is the city fight. You can see that. So this one's going to be an interesting one. So we've got 57 resources, which I've spent to the full. Time is 13, so we've got the timer on 13. Objective goes on number 6. Loadout is -1. I believe I am good for that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and my loadout's 12, so that's good. Yeah, I'm all good for loadout. But the interesting thing about this one is that you cannot play nature cards as locations, which is about like half the locations in the deck, I think, in the Russian location deck. Are nature ones, like forests and fields and things like that, and half of them are like rubble and city things. So that's going to be interesting, because it's going to be harder to move ahead, I think. Our target for the day is a truck convoy, which is what I showed a picture of in the social media tweet things. But this is a we had a supply dump last time, didn't we? So I played the truck convoy one before in Europe. But this is, you have to destroy 4 trucks. They have cover 3. They only take 1 hit each, and they don't have to be explosions or anything like that, like the supply dump was last time. And again, hostiles screen the trucks, so hostiles get in the way. So that's going to be an interesting one. Now, throughout all of this, the reason I'm doing this today is that the Russia stuff has environment added. So this is it's not a new rule, but it's it's another rule that we didn't have to deal with in Europe last time because it was temperate environment. But here, pretty much everything is cold, and what that means is that I think the start of every soldier turn, or whatever location we're in, like this one for example is cold 4, we have to roll less than that on, I believe, a D10, and if we do, then we're fine. Sorry, we have to roll more than that, the noted value or higher on a D10 at the start of every turn. And if we roll more, we're fine. If we roll less, then the environment affects us. Unless we have these hardy counters, which are these things. So these let us ignore that effect. But we have to discard one of them to do that. So the cold weather gear that I bought here, and I spent resource points on, has bumped up some of the hardiness of the soldiers. So Molotov and Ivanov here have 2 hardy already, but I gave an extra 2 to Molotov. I gave 4 to Golikov here, and I gave 2 to Novikov, which should add up there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Because each point you spend on cold weather gear gives you lets you put 2 hardy on a soldier. Yeah, if they fail the roll, so if they roll below the environment number, then they suffer because of the cold. They have to either discard one of the hardy counters, or they suffer a wound, or they suffer a suppress. So chances are, if I'm out of hardy counters, I'm probably just going to say they're suppressed. And that means you have to spend an action to unsuppress them, so you waste an action unsuppressing essentially. So it's going to be a handicap basically. But these guys being Russian, I mean, or Soviet, two of them have hardy anyway. So fingers crossed that will work out, but we'll see how it goes. I have no idea how this is going to work. I've never played a Russia game before. I've never played, had to deal with the environmental effects and so on. So it's going to be interesting, I think. So I believe everything is good to go. Sorry, put this away because we don't need that. And I think we're ready to go. So I'm still playing with the original Warfighter, which is the Europe theatre. I am early next week hopefully, Warfighter Pacific should arrive here, and I don't know if I'll do a Pacific game on next Friday or not. I might do something else then as well. I don't know. So we'll figure it out. But at some point I'll probably do a Pacific game, and we can see how that goes, because that's going to have the opposite effect, because it's going to be hot. Same environmental rules, but now we've got hot instead of cold. And it will be most likely going to be US versus Japan over there. We'll be fighting in the jungles in the Pacific Islands and all that sort of stuff. But here we're in the cold of Russia, So first things first, we draw our initial hand. Now Molotov here has 1CX, which is combat experience, and that means that you can draw an extra card at the start of your turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got 6 health and 7 for the combat experience. And these are, that's all good, right? Yeah. Right. So we've got to see if we've got locations in here. So we do. We have 2 locations. So if you want an explanation of the rules of this, I'm not really going to go over that again, insofar as I did last time. But last time is the first video in this is the kind of intro to the game. So I would recommend you watch that. But I'm just going to, do the usual, like explain things as I go here. But I'm not going to explain the first principles of everything again. So we draw 2 locations. Let me add them to our hand and we'll see what they are, and hopefully they're not both nature. And of course they are both nature. So we've got a dense forest and a frozen field, which are completely useless to us because we cannot play nature cards because we are in a city fight. So what do I want to do? Because I mean, to do anything, we have to discard and redraw and so on to get the right location. So we may have to cycle through a few hands here. Don't know if I want to keep these action cards that we have. Or just discard the lot. Probably just discard the lot. Right. Because I mean, otherwise I could be faffing around for ages. So let's go back 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have another 2 location markers, so maybe we've got some places we can go now. We have a rise, but we have a crossroads, which is not a nature card. But this is going to be interesting. Like, this is a tough one. It's free to play. It's got a 4+ environment, but always draw for reinforcements. So it's like a road from last time, and it's reinforcements 5 to 9. Which are the big things like tanks and so on. So that could be a bad start. Entrance cost is 2. I think we'll stick with that. I don't know if I should have technically drawn 7 here because it's like the start of each soldier turn, but since we can't do anything, I just assume the whole turn just resets until we can draw, or until we get a location card. Because all we can do is discard and draw until we get something that we can play and then we can move. Because otherwise, no enemy is going to appear or anything like that. So we've got take cover, which could be good. That cancels attacks. We've got Brotherhood, which is where we had that last time. When every soldier inflicts a hit during the one turn, we keep hold of this, and then every soldier gets an action when it's used. We've got Overwatch, which means we can attack during the hostile step. We've got a reload of that action, and we've got another take cover here. Yeah, so that's not a bad hand. And then we got the Rise and Crossroads. Interestingly, the Crossroads is 4+ environment, and the Rise is 8+. I mean, it does say elevated as well. So yeah, that's a lot harder to deal with that one though. But the crossroads should be okay. So I think we roll the environment. It's at the start of every turn. Overcome the environment. Each soldier in the location must roll the native value at the start of the soldier turn. Yeah, so this is at the beginning of the turn, and it's each soldier. It said, right? Right. So everyone has to roll a 4+ in order to survive. You know, withstand the cold here. Because we're at the start of the turn. And failing that, they're going to. Sorry, it's when we move in there, isn't it? And failing that, they would start taking damage here. So, first things first. Because I'm assuming, yeah, I mean, this isn't a location, right? So we're not taking cold at the moment. Let's just play the crossroads here. We'll see what happens. So, it's hostiles. We've got a 57. Ooh. So we've got 7 hostiles coming, which is quite hideous. We've got a 0. We got a 1. Oh, we got a 3. So that's a PZK-FW1 tank, for that Panzer something tank. This is an overkill, but that doesn't matter because it's not going over the experience level here. We can choose to evade it by spending 2 experience points. It's quite nasty. Yeah. We'll keep drawing anyway here. So we got 0, 1, so we got 4 so far. 5, 6. Oh God. And then yeah, now we get the overkill thing. A large truck, which you can't avoid, but that gets us up to 9. So if we had drawn the overkill thing, means that if we had drawn this one last, if it goes over the value of the experience for the hostiles, then it doesn't actually come out. It's got to be below that value, I believe. Let's double check. Yeah, so if it goes over the hostile value. So I think just generally, fortunately I do have some experience here on Novikov. I'm going to spend 2 of the experience he has to avoid that Panzer thing, because no, not going to deal with that. So if you evade, you don't get the experience for it though. So as it is, there's a whole massive horde of Germans here, so we're off to a flying start already. Well, and they're all range 0 to 1, and the tricky bugger here is the large truck. So this guy is he's range 0 to 2, reinforced 0 to 3, and he won't move after suffering 1 hit, but that doesn't really matter. The reinforce is the problem here, because when this reinforces the hostile phase, when that reinforces, not only does this get a chance to reinforce from a 5 to 9, but the truck does as well, and that gets a 0 to 3. So it's like a double reinforce, unless we can fully suppress it. which we may have to do. I'm kind of pondering that I should get Molotov in there and start lobbing grenades because also, man, I wish I bought a machine gun. Yeah, well, this is going to be interesting. So we've already got a very challenging start here. And because we've got recruits, they actually screen everyone. So we've got to shoot them before we, or suppress them before we can even start attacking the truck. So so that's great. Sorry, I'm just looking for a pencil. There we go. A pencil so I can point things out. Right, so just try not to nudge things here. So let's get cracking, I guess. Yeah, we can shoot from our location here because a lot of the things have range 1. The PPSH doesn't, unfortunately, so Novikov can't do anything unless he moves in there. Ivanov does have range 1. He hits on an 8. So Molotov here has the same thing, hits on an 8. Also gets penetration 1, which increases or decreases their cover effectively. And the SVT-40 here is the same thing, so it's an 8. So unless we're moving in there, it's going to be a bit tricky, but of course we have to spend cards, I think Novikov is the only one who has to actually spend cards to move in there. Everyone else can move in free because it's an entrance cost of 2, and we've got movement of 4, 2, and 2, so that means we don't have to discard any cards, but it still costs an action. So I think perhaps 3 of us can move in. Then again, if we don't move in, that doesn't reinforce because it only reinforces when there's soldiers there. Actually, no, I tell a lie. That won't reinforce, but this does because it always draws for reinforcements. Nuts. So it doesn't really make a difference, really, does it? Well, let's maximise the chances, shall we? So let's move Molotov, Golikov, and Ivanov. Everyone's an OV here. And let's move them in there. So 1, 2, and 4. Spend an action. And then I get rid of those recruits, don't we? Ivanov is going to take a crack at. Let's see where I can put this. Just leave it here, I suppose. Ivanov is going to take a crack at the recruiters. He's got a 6 on his attack. Because it is range 0 and he's at full health. And that is a 5 for the cover, which beats the cover, but it's only a 2 for the hit. But that does suppress one of the recruits. And I think he's going to try again. That is a 2, which does beat the cover. and a 7, which is a hit. So they're out of the running now. Like, they're not screening anyone because they're fully suppressed or killed. So we can start taking pot shots at things. It'd be really nice if we can get all of them down, really, at least one level. Like the lone soldier, if we can get rid of him, that'd be good, because he's actually quite effective, but there's only one of him. The riflemen are a pain in the butt at full health, but again, the large truck is the problem there. I think I'm going to go with Molotov lobbing a grenade at the truck. That's his only other action. So please make it count, Molotov. Now, he adds 1 to his thrown attack rolls because of the picture. I don't know. I suppose combat. Does combat actually apply to thrown weapons? Because it says add 1 to your range 0 attack rolls. I mean, that's a range 0 grenade. I would assume. I mean, I don't actually know what this picture is. It looks like it's a guy holding something fiery by the looks of it. Maybe it might actually be a Molotov or something. But given that he seems to be throwing something, I'm going to say that yes. Let's say that it adds 1 to the grenade throw as well. So it actually adds 2 to the grenade throw. So he basically needs a 5 to hit. He's lobbing it at the truck, and he needs an extra dice because it's an extra 4. And that is are you kidding me? It's a cover of 2. It doesn't break the cover. Wait, hang on, I'm doing this wrong. Sorry, rewind. Because it's 4 rolls, isn't it? Because it's an explosion. Isn't it? Hang on, maybe I did do that right. Hang on. Wait a second. Oh, you only roll 1 defeat cover die. Damn it. So I did do it right. Sorry. So it was a defeat. They didn't penetrate the cover. I can't remember what I actually rolled for the D10s, so I'm just going to re-roll them. So it was. That's entirely hitting. So effectively, we managed to suppress the truck, but we haven't actually destroyed it. We did four hits to it, but they were all suppressing hits. They didn't penetrate its armor. Right, but that's good because they're not going to be coming back with reinforcements this turn. So we use the grenade up. He's used his actions. He's used 1 action to move in, 1 action to suppress. I think he used the other action to shoot the other guy. So Novikov is didn't move in for some reason because he's got to spend a card, isn't he? Do I wanna, well, I'll spend the rise card then, since, like, why not? Because it's useless, isn't it? So he will move in. And now we can spray people with machine gun fire or submachine gun fire. We will shoot the lone soldier with Golikov with his SVT-40. Where's my dice? He is shooting on a 7. I don't think anything is going to hit. Yes, so 5 definitely breaks cover, 8 is a definite hit. Lone soldier is dead because he only has 1 health. So that's good. There's no experience for that, unfortunately. And now we've just left with Novikov, who can take a shot at one load of riflemen, so like this lot, let's say. He has a 8 to hit. That's a 1 and a 6, so that does not break their cover, and it does not hit them, so it's a complete miss. And he's going to try it again. That's useless. 1 and a 3. Wow. So he flails wildly with his machine gun, and they look on bemused. So that didn't help. Right, we've used everyone's actions. We now go to the hostile phase. So, reinforcement. The truck doesn't get any. The crossroads might. If it's between a 5 and a 9, and it is not, it's stormtrooping, but they are not going to show up. So the fact that it says 5 to 9 here implies we're looking for like big vehicles, like the tanks and so on, and they seem unlikely. I don't even know if I have any big vehicles in the German frontline deck here, so we could be okay. I said I'm still not brave enough to go for the elite deck yet, because that's even tougher. Because so far the just the basic game is pretty tough here. Okay, so nobody has nobody. Sorry, we're not doing close range yet. We're doing attack. Right, and of course, I just realised I should have put hostile targeting things on all these dudes. So now I'm doing that. Oh, 1 on everyone. Fantastic. So the large truck is doing nothing. And this is all in the same location here, by the way. It's just I've just spread it out because it's not going to fit all in that column. So large truck was targeting Golikov, but he can't do anything because A, he doesn't have a weapon, and B, he's all suppressed anyhow. The recruiters were targeting Novikov over here, but they can't do anything either because they're either dead or suppressed. The other guys, though, the riflemen, can attack Molotov and Ivanov, and this could be bad. So Molotov has, let's do the first one here. Ivanov has cover of 1, so basically if they roll a hit, you know, like the D6 doesn't matter. If they roll a hit, they're going to wound him. If they roll a miss, they're going to miss him. But they only need a 6+. Whew, they rolled a 3. So obviously they beat the cover, but they rolled a 3. So he is just suppressed. That's okay. The other riflemen have the same stat. They're going to hit Molotov, but he's got a cover of 3. They do not break the cover, but they do get a hit. So that is a suppress. They don't need to move closer because these are all actually in the same column here. So they're all well within range. And then remove a suppression counter from everyone. So these guys remove one suppression counter. And then we are back to the top. So, start of every soldier turn, I believe my CX for Molotov lets me draw an additional card. Because he has a CX of 1, the combat experience of 1. So I'm going to draw one more card. It's a location marker. Oops. And it is a forest road, which is completely useless to me. But I can use that to discard if I need to do anything like that. Right, so start of every turn. We are in a cold 4 plus thing now. So now we've got to roll for our soldiers on the environment thing. So Molotov, got to get a 4 or more. He gets a 4, so he's good. Golikov gets a 3, so he's not good. So I'm going to I'm just going to mark that down there at the moment. Novikov, God, bloody hell, gets a 1. Come on, guys. Are you Soviets or what? And Ivanov gets a 5. So these two either have to take a suppress or they need to burn up a hardy, and I think they're going to burn up a hardy. So Novikov goes down to 1, and Golikov goes down to 3. And then they don't suffer any ill effects. So actions flip back over. There we go. So hopefully if you watched the last video, if you're vaguely familiar with Warfighter, then you're following along. If you haven't, hopefully you can see how it works, at least, and as you watch more of this, it'll make more sense. So first thing I'm going to do is blow an action on for Molotov and Ivanov, unless I have anything here, which I don't think I do. So I'm going to blow an action to get rid of their suppresses. So now they can do something, but they've lost an action. Right. First priority is somebody needs to kill those recruiters. Ivanov was doing so well against them. I think he's going to have another crack at the recruiters, or the recruits, not recruiters. And he rolls a 6, which totally beats the cover, and a 4, which unfortunately does not hit, but that suppresses them. So again, they're out of action for the moment, which means we can attack other people. Ivanov is going to try for the truck. That's a 4 and a 2. Again, hit, breaks cover, but does not damage, so they're suppressed, so that's good. Novikov, I think, is going to try and attack a rifleman again. 4 and a 3. That was a 3, sorry, not a 7. That does break their cover, so that suppresses one of them. And he's going to try and go for the other rifleman. 2 and a 7. Well, now we get something resembling a hit. Or do we? No, it's an 8 to hit. So that's not a hit, but it does suppress one of them. Okay, so the danger, like the danger here was that when they're at full health, they get a 6+ will on their attack roll will wound one of my guys, and now it's an 8+, so that's a little bit better. I'm feeling. I'm feeling like Novikov is just going to use the last of his attacks on a rifleman like this one. Actually, he's going to do it on this one. 6, which breaks cover, and a 4, which does not hit. So again, suppressed. Okay, well that's reasonable. I mean, ideally we want to try and get out of this location, but we're kind of stuck. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move the timer as well. We're kind of stuck until we get a city location card. Going to going to do a discard thing, and again I just want to look this up quickly because I'm not sure. Yeah, so anyone can actually spend an action to do a discard. I'm going to get Golikov to do the discard and draw action. So he's going to discard 3. And I'm going to draw back up to my hand limit here. And I got a blast, an advance, and a draw fire. I was hoping to get a location, but that could be handy, I suppose. Yeah. Right. Then Golikov is going to attempt to shoot another rifleman, like this one, for example. Oh, god damn it. So not only is that that breaks cover, but it's a miss, so yay, but it's a 1. That's a reload value on there, so he's actually out of ammo. So that was awesome. You'll have to spend an ammo. You have to spend a action to reload unless I spend an experience to do the reloading card, which I have, which will use up Novikov's last XP point. So I got 1 action left, and I guess I'm gonna fire at rifleman number 1, this dude. So again, these are all in range 0. They just can't fit on this column. So I've got add 1 to my range 0 attack rolls, and my default hit here is 7, so I need a 6 or more on that rifleman. Well, I broke the cover, but again, lousy rolls. I do suppress them though. So lots of... everyone's using their cover really well. So the only guys that can actually fire at me is this. So that's interesting. Right, so reinforced time. That's a 0, that's not a 5 to 9, so that does not reinforce. And the truck doesn't reinforce because it's fully suppressed. So rifleman number 1 over here is going to attack Ivanov. And oh, he does quite well. It's a 6 to break cover. But you're on a 7. And he needs an 8 with 1 person left. So all that does is suppress Ivanov. And that is basically it. Nobody's going to move again. Each one removes a suppression. Timer goes down 1 step. Well, this is a pain in the arse, isn't it? So, first things first, draw another card for my combat experience, and I get cautious, which lets me cancel an attack if I discard another card. And then we got to roll for environment. It's interesting because the hostiles don't roll for environment, or they're not affected at all, which is weird. Molotov. So again, we got to roll 4 plus. Sorry, I don't need the D6. Right, Molotov's fine. You got a 9. Golikov got a 0, which is a 10, so that's fine. Novikov got a 3. Oh, Novikov's useless. And Ivanov also got a 3. Wow. Alright, yeah, you're going to use up a hardy. So now Novikov may end up being suppressed a bit more often because he's out of hardy things. Apparently he doesn't know how to use his cold weather gear. But everyone else has that, and unfortunately we can't pass the hardy counters around, so they're stuck on each soldier. Right. So we are still stuck here. Again, I'm going to lead with Ivanov because he's got the best chance to hit at the moment. But first he's going to unsuppress himself. And then he's back to full 3 actions. Well, 2 actions. He's going to attack the recruiters, or the recruits. I don't know why I keep calling them recruiters. They're not recruiting anyone. Come on, 4 and a 4. That's useless. Again, he's just making them keep their heads down, but that works. Again, he's going to attack the truck. 6 and a 6. That works. So that's going to actually damage the truck finally. So the truck has now taken a hit and now it cannot move. And he's going to go for the truck again. 1 and an 8, so that just suppresses it more, which doesn't really do anything. I suppose he should have gone for a rifleman or something. Yeah, oh well. Right, so that's his 3 used. Novikov? Yeah, hang on. I think if I... Oh, so cautious is that, isn't it? Right, okay. think I am. I'm just pondering a discard and draw. What cards do I want to get rid of? I got cautious, which is I have to discard another card anyway. But I should probably keep that. 2 reloading Overwatches, 2 only. That's also a discard though. So yeah, I'll get rid of 3. Who's going to discard? Novikov's going to use an action to do the discard and draw, so I'm going to discard 3. Sorry, that's over there. And draw 3, and hope one of them is a location. Yay, got a location marker. That goes away, and we get the forest again. God damn it! This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. I'm kind of stuck here. Right, what's going to happen now then? Novikov is going to fire at this rifleman. It is SMG. He rolls a 3 and a 9, which is a kill. That's good. And he's going to fire at the other rifleman. And he's got a 2 and a 9, which is also a kill because the cover is 2. That's pretty good shooting now. He's finally got his submachine gun under control. Cool. So Golikov, I think, is going to take a pot shot at Rifleman as well. And that is a 3 and a 5. That breaks the cover, but only suppresses them. But that's good enough to mean they're not going to shoot us. Now I guess we're going for just trying to kill them. So recruits, I think Golikov is going to fire at the recruits. That is a 3 and a 3. That is useless. So just again, heads are kept down. I'll actually get here. Prepared fire is kind of good. Is there any way I can just get an auto kill? I haven't got the silver bullet card, unfortunately. Got lots of cancel hostile attacks though, which is quite nice. But all right, Molotov. Let's see what I can do here. We get rid of three cards, so he's going to do a discard and draw. So he's going to get rid of a forest there and 2 other cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's hope we get some more. No locations. Sigh. We're stuck at this crossroads. Alright, he's going to try shooting the recruits. Come on, Molotov. 1 and a 9. Now, hang on. Oh, I gotta do that, sorry. Prepared fire was play when you declare an attack. Treat your defeat cover rolls being a 6, but I should have done that when I declared the attack, not after I rolled it. So it's a hit. Oh wait, hang on, hold a minute. I've got penetration of 1 on the rifle, don't I? that adds 1 to the cover roll. So I got a 2 and a 9. So that actually is a kill. So hooray, Molotov has actually killed the recruits. So that's good. They had 2 health. Excellent. And also what happens there is that they yield an experience point for Molotov, which is also good. Right. Cool. Okay, so we can now put all this on one column where it should all be. Right, and that was his second action as well, I believe. So I think we're all done. So reinforcement time. So truck is not reinforcing, but the location may. And that is another 0, so it does not. We're slowly letting these guys down. Bugger. I just realised something. I should not have been able to fire with Golikov, shouldn't I? What happened? What did he do? He fired at... I think he fired at a rifleman, didn't he? Did he get a kill on the rifleman? I think Novikov got the kill, didn't he? Darn it. Alright, I'll have to... I can't remember what happened there, so I'll have to just undo that next turn kind of thing. You know, next turn I'll do a reload. So yeah, he might get one last shot off or something. I mean, I could do the reloading action, but well, actually, no, I could do that. Yeah, I've got the reloading action here. I have to spend an XP to do it on Golikov though, so Novikov is going to spend his XP. We'll do the reloading. That's what cleared that without him having to spend an action, so we're all good. Okay, so we're all done. I believe we just did the reinforcements, didn't we? Then nobody is attacking because they're all suppressed or killed. Nobody is closing range. They all get to remove a suppress. And they move the timer down one more. We're not doing too well in terms of getting out of this location. Okay, so flip back over. And let's see what we can do. I don't really want to use all my grenades. Oh yeah, also I gotta roll the environment, don't I? Before I do anything, I gotta draw my combat experience card, which is kick in the door. Just ignore the entrance cost penalties on hostile cards in a structure. And then we got to do the cold. So Molotov gets a 10. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4. So Golikov is 10. Novikov actually is a 4, so that's good. He survives the cold. And wow, Ivanov is a 10. Wow, they're all braced against cold. That's good. Right. Let's see if we can actually do something useful here, shall we? Leading with Ivanov again. You can take out the truck. that breaks the cover. It does not do anything to damage though, but it does suppress it, so that's good enough for the moment. Ivanov is going to try, he's just going to go, you know, 1, 2, 3 on his actions. So middle rifleman, that's a 1 and a 0. Well, bums. Yeah, that sucks. That's a suppress. It's a really awesome suppress though. And do I want to declare that? Oh, I can't. I have to spend experience to do that, which I don't want to do. So Ivanov is going to attack the last rifleman. That's a 2 and a 9. That is a hit. That does break the cover because it's got to be equal to or greater than that. And it is a well above a 6, so that's good. Right, 2 down. Ivanov is laying down the covering fire. I kind of liking the order of just doing him, then Novikov, then Gokolov, then or Golikov, then me. So Novikov, how about you fire at this rifleman? Damn it, that's a 1 and a 7, so that's another suppress. No, actually it's not a suppress, it's a miss. Try that again, shall we? 5 and a 6. Still a miss. It's still a miss. Well, it's another suppress. It's just not adding anything. We need to try and get a kill. And again, 2 and a 5. That's just useless. Right. So nothing good happened there. Again. Let's just have a look at the cards. I'm going to get Golikov to do a discard. I'm going to draw 3. Discard 3, draw 3. So we can get out of here. Goal location marker. Can we get out of this hellhole? Oh, it's a refuge. Okay, this is a new card from Poland. It's like a little church ruin. Free to play. +1 location card. Which means I think that means it's actually up here. Upon entering, each soldier gains 4 hardy, so that's really good, and it's got no hostiles. But I believe that means it's actually placed 1 location ahead, so it's over there. So that's something to work for. But it's not going to help us actually get there because we need the location in the middle. Bugger. Alright, but that's something good because that can give us each 4 hardy, which is really nice. Also, I believe I didn't do the timer, did I? I'm just being really forgetful today, sorry. It's been a long week. So yeah, I should be doing a timer at the end of every hostile phase. I just keep forgetting to do it because I haven't got my long range glasses on, so I can't see the thing very well. I am going to get Golikov to see if he can kill that last rifleman at the bottom there. Please. 4 and a 9, that will do it. So they're dead. Golikov gets an experience point. Hooray, Golikov. That goes away. The heat goes off Molotov at least because they're not aiming at him because they are now dead. And that means that Molotov can fire 2 times. He's going to do a prepared fire, which is what I said earlier. He's gonna clear his attack, and the cover roll, so the d6 is going to be an automatic 6. So he just basically has to roll a d10 to just see what he's going to hit. And that's going to go on the truck. Yeah, it's going to go on the truck. Ugh, there was a 1. So that's just a suppress. That's really useless. Waste of a card. Molotov, get your act together, man. Let me just have a look at something here, because there's a hand-to-hand option that I've never used, and I wonder how I would use that. It's only unarmed combat though, because he doesn't have a knife, does he? No. So that would, yeah, I need to roll a 10 or more. So that's not very good. Yeah, it's not worth doing. So yeah, he's just gonna take another shot at the truck. This time he doesn't get the defeat cover automatically, but he rolls a 6 anyway, and again just suppresses it again, so that's kind of useless. Right, that's everybody. So reinforcements, none for the truck, none for the road, because they've got to be high numbers. Attack, nobody can attack, they're all suppressed or killed. Nobody's closing. Remove the suppress counter. Remember this time to move the counter down 1. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's have a look. We are back to the top. So now I got to do my card draw for the combat experience, which is another suppress, and I've got to do the cold stuff. So again, soldier 1, 2, 3, 4. Molotov, it's fine. Golikov is a 4, that's fine. Novikov is an 8, that's fine. And Ivanov is a 7. Right, so all good from the withstanding the cold, which is excellent. I really want to move out of here. Yeah, what's great? I'm going to get Novikov to do the discard this time. I'm going to spend 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please give me a location marker. We've got 1 location marker. Defensive line. Yay. Oh, okay. Hang on. This is an interesting one. So, this is a nature card, not a nature card. So we can play it. It does have a high entrance cost. It's 4. It's going to have 5 hostiles, but it is a free-to-play environment cold 4+, which is the same as what we've got here. Reinforcements are 1 and 5 and 6. So I think that will do. but let's just see if I can deal with. Oh, do I want to see if I can deal with these guys first, or shall I just put it down and move into that, and then I don't have to worry about them so much. I'll do it in a minute. So Ivanov is going to attack the truck. And a 6 and a 9 is absolutely going to put a kill on it. And he's going to try that again. See if we can actually, well, he's going to attack the rifleman. We'll neutralize everyone first. 3 and a 7. Range 0 hit. Yep, that's going to get a kill on the rifleman. Good. And why don't you do the truck again? So that's 2 and a 6. That doesn't get the truck because the cover is 3 on the truck, unfortunately. So that did not work. Would have hit, but it's pinged off the armor or the chassis or whatever. Nuts. That's really annoying. Okay, that's fine. Just want to get rid of these guys. Novikov. Yeah, I think I'm going to be fine there. Novikov is going to attack the truck. That is a 4 and a 4. That's useless. Alright, we are going to play the defensive line now. So it's free to play, it doesn't cost any actions or anything. But we put down hostiles. So let's start on that, shall we? We've got 2 frontmost ambushers. Pay 1 XP or inflict 1 suppression on each soldier in this location. Right, they are going here. And we are going to pay an XP to avoid the suppress. So that's a 2. Sorry, it's not that one. We got reinforcing. That is 3, 4, 5. So we're now at 5. But these guys are a problem. So these ones, remember we saw them last time. These guys, if you inflict a kill on them, they heal up to the kill at the end of the turn because there's more people coming into them. So I need to realise if I'm a bit off here. Let's see if I can tap this around a little bit. Is that any better? It's a little bit better, I suppose. Actually, just a little bit this way. There we go. Yeah, I'll do. Right. So it ain't quite as good as I was hoping for. They all have range 0 to 1, and they all are a pain in the butt. Alright. Novikov is going to attempt to shoot the ambushers, because that's all he can do. So 3 and a 9, and that is enough to get a kill on one of them, which is good. Alright, so Golikov and Molotov can shoot at the reinforcing guys, which would be nice because we would like to get that down, kill at least 2 of them would be nice. I'm just wondering whether it's worth moving in there. The thing is, if both of them moved in there, sorry, I've got to get you to do the counters, don't I? If both of them move in there, that's a 1. And this is a 4. Poor old Ivanov's feeling a bit hard done by there. Yeah, if I move in there, that's going to cost me an action. Unless I have anything that will mean that doesn't do that. Oh, I got a silver bullet. That's good. Interesting. Decision time. Because if I move in there, it'll get me shorter range, which is more likely to hit, but it means reinforcements could come on top of the reinforcing guys here. I still haven't killed the bloody stupid riflemen and truck, which is really annoying. It's because everything's got like a 7 or 8 to hit. It's just terrible. Okay, Molotov. I think he is concerned about the ambushes. So he is going to roll on using his rifle at range 0. He gets +1, so it's a 6 or more. I got a 6. You got a +1 for the penetration, but that wasn't enough to break the cover. But that does suppress at least, because that does, it breaks cover, but it doesn't break cover, but does hit. So it's a suppress. Does Molotov want to attempt that again? Probably. Yeah, he'll try that again on the ambushes. Ugh, 2 and a 2. That's useless. Well, is it? No, hang on, because now he's got +1 on the cover, so that's a 3 and a miss. So that is actually a suppress. So that's not useless. So if you're confused about how that works, that little table up in the corner here is what we're using. So if it's the D6 is the cover roll, the D10 is the hit roll, and it's basically the D6 is to see whether you break the cover. So as you can see up there, if you miss and fail to break the cover, it's just nothing happens. If you break the cover and you hit, you get a kill, and if you get anything else, it's a suppress. So that's why I'm putting down suppresses and kills the way I am. So that was his second shot, wasn't it? Golikov. Now he can try and hit the reinforcements over there. That would be good if you can get a shot in over that. So he's going to try a long range shot with the rifle. So it's a hit of 8. It's not terribly likely, and indeed it is not. But it's a 4 which breaks the cover, and a 6 which doesn't hit. But that is a suppress. And I think Golikov's going to try it again. That is a complete, well, it's a 1 which is a miss, but it breaks the cover, so that's another suppress. So that's okay. I think part of this is you've just got to try and minimise the damage coming your way. So if you're suppressing them, that's good, but I mean, it's not taking them out of the whole thing, though, is it? So, but it at least it's meaning they're not throwing damage at you. So that's it for our actions. I don't think there's anything else I can do. So reinforcements. So crossroads is a 3. That does not come. Defensive line doesn't actually get reinforcements because nobody is in there. Refuge gets none anyway, and truck convoy is too far ahead to bother with at all. It's not inactivated, so that's that. Attack. The reinforcing dudes here can attack Ivanov. Everybody else is suppressed or killed. So, reinforcers over there are going to roll. They need to roll an 8+ to wound Ivanov. They do not. They do, however, beat his cover, so they do suppress him. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm assuming it's a him. There are some female soldiers in here, but I did not take them. Largely just because it was the point limitation. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Because they pretty much everyone was on the front line in the USSR. It was like, didn't matter what you were, you could hold a gun, you're on the front line. So I'm going to now remove suppress counters because they don't have to close. They're still within range. So again, we're just everyone. You know, there's a lot of things still alive that, quite frankly, should not be still alive, but we've been getting terrible dice rolls. And the counter goes down to 7. And so we have to, you know, go and try and neutralize people again. Right. Those reinforcings are a pain. They got 4 health, and they'll heal 1 killed in action at the end of every turn. It's annoying. They'll linger basically unless I can kill them all in 1 turn, or at least suppress them. Because they don't recover suppression. So if I can suppress them, then that's good. Right. Top of the turn, I draw my extra combat experience card, which is another rally, which would be nice, but I'm not too suppressed at the moment. And then we got to do the cold. So again, go in this order clockwise from 1. Molotov's fine. Golikov is fine. Novikov is fine. And Ivanov is not, so you'll get rid of his hardy, his remaining hardy, to avoid getting suppressed again. First action, he's going to undo his suppression. And then I think we need to make a move here. Those ambushers are range 0, aren't they? I think we might have to use a grenade on the reinforcing. But let's see if Ivanov can take out that goddamn truck. Because I'm so fed up with that truck. Shoot the damn thing. Ugh. It's got a 1 and a 7, which is enough to suppress it. He's going to try taking out the bottom rifleman. Oh, now you get a really good roll. 5 and a 0, which totally kills the bottom rifleman. So they're good and gone. And Ivanov gets an XP. Well done, Ivanov. Slowly whittling them down. So that was a second shot. Sorry, that was a second shot. So that's 2 actions because he suppressed, unsuppressed. Good. Novikov. If you could shoot at the I mean, either one's really, isn't it? Ambushers. Although if I move them, yeah, shoot at the large truck. 4 and a 5. That's useless, but that suppresses. That doesn't do anything extra. Fine. Shoot at the ambushers then. God, you're useless, Novikov. It's a 2 and a 3. Actually, you know, that suppresses them because their cover is 3, and that's good. Sure, try firing at the truck again. That's a 4. It was a 4 or a 5 and a 9. That is definitely enough to kill the truck. Finally, hooray! So Novikov actually gets 3 XP for killing the truck. Good job, finally. Excellent. Don't have to worry about the truck anymore. Slowly whittling these down. Now, because what I was thinking was I could move Molotov into the defensive line and then lob a grenade at the reinforcings. So I'm going to do that. To do that, I'm going to discard 2 cards, which will be sniper support and hand signals. Sorry, those cards. So I have to discard 2 because my move is 2, but the entrance cost is 4. And second action, I'm going to use one of my precious grenades. And I am going to lob that at the reinforcings. So with my close combat and picture, I am going to... I'm actually going to spend an XP as well, because with picture, if I spend an XP, I can upgun it to add 2 to my thrown rolls. So I get a +3, so I need a 4 or more to hit. So a 4 or more. And this is 4 dice again. This time it is with one cover dice. And that is a 6. And I got 4 hits. They are blown to smithereens. Excellent. So I get 3 XP back. Good. I love grenades. Right. Excellent. Reinforcings are dead. Brilliant. Things are looking up. Golikov, in the meantime, I think is going to Shoot at the ambushers, and then he's going to move, I think. But we'll see. Shoot the ambushers. 7. Is that enough to hit? Range 0. Yes, that is a hit. So that one of them becomes a kill. Does he want to move? Yes, he is going to move. Can I spend 2 cards? No, he's not going to move. He's just going to shoot the ambusher again. And that's a 2 and a 6, which is not enough to do anything further than another suppress. Okay, that's the end of my turn again. Reinforcements. So now Crossroads gets a 2. That's good. It doesn't seem very likely that there's going to be reinforcements somehow. But the defensive line gets a draw as well because Molotov's there, and that is a 5 to 6 or a 1. And that is a 3, so that does not do anything. Just no, good. Sorry, I was looking for just in case there was any event, because I just noticed this one was an event card. That would have meant if he'd stayed there would have been an event happening. I just want to check that I didn't miss that because it's easy to miss. But that's all good. So attack. Nobody can actually attack because they're targeting 1 and he's 1 card away, 1 location away. So he actually has to close range. He has to move, but that's after the attack, so he's not going to get a shot out anyway, and he's suppressed anyhow. So now he removes a suppressed token, and we move the timer down to 6. Right. So top of the turn. Flip all my actions over. So yeah. I've got to call this out. I think somebody on YouTube, is it Carl the Cat or Kurt the Cat? I can't remember, sorry. Began with a K. But somebody on YouTube pointed this out. So this thing, I was puzzling about what this gizmo was on the back of the skills card. And thank you for revealing this to me. This is apparently it's a P38 can opener thing, basically. What threw me was it looks really flat on here. It looks like it's kind of a razor blade with a bit chopped off, but it's actually like a straight edge with a blade that comes out here. It folds out like this. But yeah, it's a ration opener, a can opener thing, basically. So thank you for telling me that. Sorry, I can't remember what your exact name was on YouTube, but I think it was Carl. But thank you anyway. Yeah, so now I have to do the cold things, don't I? Yes, that's what I was doing. So going around again. 1, that's a 9. Now I won't get the high rolls here. 2, 2 does not get that. So I think Golikov is going to spend one of his hardies to go down to 2. Novikov gets a 0. Ivanov gets a 0. Again, like we're rolling like a billion high rolls for just surviving the cold, and I'm not getting that for the combat. Like I'm rolling like 2s and 3s on combat. Okay. That is good. So now it's a matter of doing that. Did I? I don't think I drew my combat experience card, did I? Did I? I don't think I did this turn. So I'm going to draw another one. Right, snapshot is not a location. But I'm going to have to move people into this thing. I think I really just shouldn't bother holding on to cards here. So I'm going to move. Well, actually, Golikov can just go straight in because he's got a movement of 4, so that's good. You can just pop in, just spend an action to move. Novikov, on the other hand, requires 3, and Ivanov requires 2. Oh, that's annoying. All right. 2 then. Ivanov is going to move in here by spending 2 cards. And then I don't want to spend these 3. Novikov is going to do a discard and draw. Except I'm not going to discard anything. I'm just going to draw 3 because I draw back up to 6, and I get useless. No locations again, but I suppose I've got a location to go to anyway. I do have 2 silver bullets though, and 2 combined fires. All soldiers add 1 to their ranged attack rolls this soldier turn. Okay. That's nice. But I need to spend 3 here. Didn't have that card that just moves people over, do I? No. I'm going to... Oh, that's really useful though. That's really useful. I'm going to do another spend 3. Novikov's going to do another discard and draw, spending 3. Still no locations. God damn it. But I think he can get rid of these. Yeah, he'll get rid of these to move. So he's going to spend 3 cards to move. Sorry, you can't actually. I've got the discards on the side here, so that's where I'm pointing out all the things. Yeah, I suppose I could have shifted things along a bit. Maybe if I do that. Is that going to work? There we go. And then tuck that up a bit, and then you should be able to see what I'm doing over here. There we go. Right, yeah, these are all discard piles over here. So we've got everyone, because he just moved into here, is what he did with that. Cool. And then somebody is going to try hitting stuff. Do I want to use my silver bullet? Because I've got 2, at the moment I've got 2 silver bullets and a combined fire card, which is quite nice. So the silver bullets are auto kills, if with a bolt or semi attack at range 0, and combined fire is everyone adds 1 to their ranged attack rolls this turn. Is that worth it? Ah, Novichok. Damn it, Novichok's just used all his stuff, hasn't he? Ivanov is going to try and shoot the ambushers. So he needs a 6. Yeah, I'm not going to use combined fire. That is just a no, it's not even a suppress. Complete miss. It's going to try again. That is a suppress though. It's a 6 and a 1. So they're not worrying about them. Unlike, since these guys are in, I mean, these are going to reinforce anyway because they're Ivanov and Novikov can't leave that area anymore because they're out of actions. So I think Golikov's going to try shooting them. He gets a 7. Again, like crap rolls. 2 and a 5. That does. I mean, it suppresses them. Big deal. But yeah, we'll just keep firing. Molotov's going to try. 6 and a 9. No, that shows them how it's done. So yeah, that kills the last one. Shockingly, we've cleared the board of hostiles. This is amazing. This didn't happen last time. So he's going to use his last action to do a discard and draw. Except he's not discarding anything. Again! Like, no location cards. Damn it. Where the hell are we? Okay, so reinforce phase. So this is the only thing I need to worry about now. That is a 0, but that is not a 1, so that does not show up. That was a grenadier. Well, he would have been nasty. Yeah, it needs to be a 1 or a 5 or a 6 to show up there. Oh sorry, and the crossroads. Sorry, let's do the crossroads because that always reinforces. That's a 3, but that is not a 5 to a 9, so that does not show up either. Excellent. Wow. Suddenly the guns go quiet. There's a refuge on the horizon. And suddenly nobody is around. Wow. That's never happened before. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, no attack, no close range, no one's removing suppresses, but the timer does go down. And top of the round in this suddenly peaceful Russian, I don't know, city square. We're battling through town to no, we're getting to the church or something, let's say. Yeah, suddenly it's gone quiet. Right, so I get my extra combat experience card, which again is not a goddamn location. And then we roll for the cold. So, Molotov is a 6, he's fine. Golikov is a 6, he's fine. Novikov is 9, he's fine. Ivanov is 5, he is fine. Yes, that's good. Excellent. Shrugging off the cold. and if I can just make it to the refuge, then I can give them all a whole load of hardy counters. So the good thing now is everybody can move into the refuge for a one action. I suppose I'm going to use my move out on Molotov, let's say, so that he can move without spending an action. So Molotov's going to hop into the refuge. Novikov, we have to discard a card. We'll discard and infiltrate because that's useless because it involves nature cards. That's good for him, so he can move into there because it's an extra cost of 2, and everyone else can move in. So they all just have to spend actions to move. And we're all in a refuge, and that means we all get 4 hardy counters. Upon entering, each soldier gets 4 hardy against cold, which is very nice. So Novikov warms up. He's got a 4. Golikov is at 6 now, so that should tide us over. Molotov is at a whopping 8. And Ivanov is back to 4, so that worked out rather nicely. It's a moment's peace in the battle zone. But we're not going anywhere until we get to roll or we get to draw a location. I'm going to... So Novikov is going to draw, do a discard. He's going to do 2. We'll see what we can draw. A snapshot. Oh, steady aim. God damn it. There isn't anything limiting how often you can do that, is there? No. So, screw it. I'm going to get Novikov to do another one. So we're going to discard 3 cards this time. We're just going to cycle through this until we get another location that hopefully is going to be a non-nature one. Yay! 2 location markers, finally. Sorry, that's on the wrong pile, isn't it? Got to get 2 and put them all on the right pile. I wonder if that's why I'm not seeing any. Because these are all action cards. Right, so 2 locations. Sorry, I'm just sorting these decks out. I put all the location markers in the wrong pile. Drawing 2 locations. 1, 2. One of them, please be urban, please, please. Aha! Icy river, so that's nature, that's garbage. Heavy rubble. It's got high entrance cost. So it's 5 entrance cost. 1 action to play. It's 6+ on the environment, so it's colder. And there's 5 hostiles there if I play that, but I think I'm going to have to. Because if I can get there, I can get to the truck convoy, and then we can get to the end of the mission. So that would be good. Yeah. Also, yeah, you got the XP for that, didn't he? Right. So, I think now would be a good time to play that, really. So that is an action to play. So I think who's going to spend the action? Ivanov will spend the action to play that. So we got heavy rubble. And now we are going to, I guess I'll put that here. We are going to draw the hostile. So we draw up to 5 because we got 57 points here. So that's a 1, that's recruits. More recruits, that's 2. Stormtrooper, oh awesome. And 1 more probably. Oh Jesus, the machine gun team, that's awesome. So the recruits here are screening these guys. That sucks. So at the moment the machine gun team, oh Christ, okay, right, the machine gun team is screened by everybody here because they are screened by 0 to 2. So not only are they normally screened by the recruits, but the stormtroopers actually protect the machine gun team as well because there are 2. Bums. And I can't even get to the stormtroopers or the machine gun team until I kill the recruits. Right. And to enter that, I need to spend tons of cards because it's a 5. Oi. That's not great. But if I can get in, I can start killing people. Bums. That's not good. That is not good. How do I want to do this? Have a blissful, peaceful refuge, and then that's broken by all that. So, recruits, are going to be targeting number 3, number 4. Stormtroopers are targeting number 3. Oh god. Novikov's getting in trouble here. And oh, of course, the machine gun team are firing at Molotov. Brilliant. That's awesome. What is again mean on there? Because there's 2 wounds and then again. Oh, shice. Okay, right. So yeah, if they roll a 9+, they get to inflict 2 wounds and then they roll again. So they could do 4 wounds because they're a machine gun team. Brilliant. I wish I hadn't thrown away all those cards that were, ignore a hostile attack. So, cripe. How are we going to... We're going to have to shoot them at range. And that means I can't use my grenades. Okay. This is ugly. It's very ugly. Might be using a lot of those first aid kits now. But of course the most heavily defended thing is the rubble. On the plus side, it's got no reinforcements, so that's nice. But this is not great, and the stormtroopers are really bad as well. I don't have many actions to deal with this lot. I can't even move away. Oh boy. This refuge may well be our tomb. I'm gonna have to push into it, but it's just the spending of 5 to get in there. I mean, Golikov can get in, but all he can do is just move, and that's it. gonna have to take at least one full machine gun hit, which is not good. Oh yeah, and also, sorry, it's 5, but because that machine gun team's there at full strength, the entrance cost goes up by sorry, I'll put it here, by 2, so it's actually 7. Now Novikov can actually ignore that because of his hunter thing, so you ignore the entrance cost penalties on hostile cards. So Novikov can go in, but you have to spend 4 cards to be able to enter that card or that location. Oh, wow. Well, if everything could go wrong there, and it did. I think I'm just gonna have to shoot from over here and just hope. I think I am going to I don't spend an action on a canteen, I believe. Yeah, let me just double check that, but it just says expends to draw more cards, so I'm pretty sure I don't spend anything on that. Does it actually say in here? Expend, yeah, gain the effect, then discard card, right. Of course, because it's a keyword, isn't it? So I'm going to spend my canteen, and I have a quick swig of what is undoubtedly going to be vodka. And I'm going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Open hatch, self-sacrifice, and camouflage. Ooh. Play when you declare any attack. Treat a screened target as being unscreened for the attack. Ooh. That's interesting. So if what you're saying now is if I manage to get into that card and then say use my camouflage to lob a grenade at the machine gun crew, then that might actually work. I'll have to sacrifice many of my cards here though. So, because to do that, I'm going to have to, let's see here. If I spend 3 cards to move Molotov in here. Oh, I can't though. I've got to spend 7 cards, don't I? Or 7 moves. So I would have to spend 5 cards, including a silver bullet. And then I would have to spend my remaining silver bullet and the camouflage, because it's a covert card. You have to spend an action to do it. Spend an action card, I believe. I think that's how it works. I don't think I've actually used a covert thing before. Covert. Action card to be discarded by the soldier playing the card, right. Yeah, I think support works in the same way. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to move in. And then I can use a camouflage and the silver bullet for the camouflage. And then I can go declare an attack. That's a screened target. I use a grenade and pray that it's going to kill him. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend all the cards I have in order to do that. So this is interesting. it's a risk. So he gets in there, creeps in under in the camouflage. What do they call those things? Ginny suits or something. They have a weird name. The camouflage outfits. But anyway, he's creeping in the rubble, and he's sneaking in, and he's gonna lob a grenade at the machine gun team, and he's gonna hope that it goes off and kills them all. So we got penetration of 1. It's close range and a picture, and I think he's going to spend an XP. So it's +3, so it's a 4 or more. I just want a high number on the cover roll. 3 + 1 is 4. That breaks the cover, and we've got 1, 2, 3. That's enough. 3 hits takes out the machine gun team. Absolutely fantastic. Phew. And he gets 3 XP back for that. So there he had a health of 2, and I did 3 hits. So boom, surprise. Excellent. Well, that probably shook them up a bit. And that's both my actions. And Ivanov, I think I'm going to do a Golikov is going to do a discard and draw action, which means I get to draw my cards back. So I get 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to get location markers out of the wazoo. 2 location markers, which I immediately discard, and get 2 more locations, which are a bit of a moot point at the moment, but probably going to be a lot nicer than this. I got a nature back road and a tank factory. That would have been fun. One action to play is structure. Hostiles and soldiers gain +1 cover against ranged attacks, and that would have been a nasty one. Yeah, that wasn't a great one. That's marginally better than the heavy rubble that I'm in, but not much. Okay, and then Ivanov can take a pot shot at somebody. He's got 1 action left. And he's going to take a long range shot at a recruiter because he has to. So he's going to fire at. I guess he's going to try and hit the one that would hit him. So he needs a 8 to hit, and that is not an 8. It's a 6 on the cover though, so it was this one, wasn't it? He's a bit suppressed, so that's good. Right. Well, that was exciting. I'm quite amazed that strategy actually worked with the camouflage, but yay. Right. Where are we now? We are at the reinforcements draw. So Crossroads is going to draw reinforcements, and that is a 2, so that does not matter. Defensive line does not draw reinforcements because there's no soldiers on it. Refuge doesn't because there's none. Heavy rubble does draw reinforcements because it's a 0. So if it's a 0, then it stays, but it's a 1. So like a lone soldier or a grenadier or whatever, that would have been a 0. But anything else is not. So, we are left with Stormtrooper, or Sturmtruppen, and 2 recruits. And they are going to attack. So, this recruits are going to attack number 3, Novikov. And they roll a 1 and a 7. That is not enough to break his cover. But it was a... Actually, wait a minute. It's not enough to break his cover. And it would be a wound if it hit. So, no. It's a suppress then. So it is a hit, but it... Actually, that's really good, isn't it? 4 to 8, they get a wound. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's a suppress anyway, because it didn't break Novikov's cover. Okay. Recruits number 2 attacking Ivanov. Ouch. That's a 5 and a 0. Ow. That's 2 wounds. Oh God. I think I might have killed him. No, Ivanov's down. Yeah, Ivanov is dead. He's taken a hit, but have I got anything to... Oh, hang on. I can do something here. So, suppress. Play after you or any soldier rolls for a hostile card's attack. Oh, I see, you're right. Discard 1 ammo from a weapon or 1 expendable that can attack the hostile. Cancel the attack. Right, so when it says after you roll for a hostile card attack, it means like if they're attacking you, or you can upgun it to any soldier. So yeah, I'm going to upgun that. And I am going to discard 1 ammo from a weapon that can attack the hostile. I'm going to discard ammo from me. And I'm going to suppress that hostile. And I'm going to cancel the attack. So that does not kill him. Yes. Go team. Fab. Awesome. Okay. In fact, actually, it wouldn't have killed him because he's got a suppress on him. And he is... So a 0 is actually 1 wound, not 2 wounds on this one. But I'm still going to do that anyway. Because I don't... You know, he's only got 2 health. So I would rather do that. And then the Sturmtrooper... Or would I rather do that? Yeah, I've done that already. Okay, yeah, so I'm spending that to do that. So, okay. The Sturmtrooper, no, are going to target Novikov, and they could do some serious damage. And unfortunately, I don't have another camouflage, so I can't try the grenade lobbing at the Sturmtrooper. Yeah, so they're going to attack Novikov and see what happens. Roll low, roll low, roll low. Shit. 6 and an 8 is exactly what I did not want. Yeah, I was dreading that because I was going, oh, should I use that suppress on the Stormtrooper instead? And I think the answer to that is yes, I should have. But that's done 3 wounds. Shit. Oh, frack. That's killed him, hasn't it? Ah, bums. Yeah, I should have used that suppress on this one, because he could survive one wound. I only didn't rewind it because I'd already done it, right? But really, I should have rewound that. Oh well, Novikov is now dead. Bugger. That's really annoying. Rip Novikov. So his gun drops. Oh wait, rewind. Rewind. He's not dead. He's not dead at all. I will tell you why. Because said stormtroopers have range 0. They are in the heavy rubble. Novikov is in the refuge, 1 square away. So they can't actually hit him. I just confused myself by the layout here. Because remember, these guys are actually in here, right? And these guys have a range of 0 to 1, but the stormtroopers have a range of 0. So they can't attack. Yes. So all the combat's done. Now these guys close range, which means now they move into the square that Novikov is in. But they can't attack him until next time. Then we remove a suppress. And then we move timer. Right. Phew. Okay. Almost, but not quite. Fortunately, I remembered how this game works. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the stormtroopers have now moved out from the screening, which means they are now hittable. And the recruits are not really screening anyone except themselves. So we've still got like 4 turns left here, so we could well do this. Okay, well, we've flipped everyone over, so everyone miraculously is still alive. That's almost actually is miraculous. Like they were dead, but then the refuge, the angels of the refuge came and saved us. Like this is some kind of World War II ghost story or something. But this is an interesting situation now. First, we got to do the combat experience card, which is move out. Oh, there we go. Then we have to roll for the cold. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Molotov is fine. Golikov is fine. Novikov, sorry, he's got 4 left, doesn't he? Is fine. And Ivanov is fine. All are good. And sorry, yeah, Molotov was fine because he rolled like an 8 or something, didn't he? So he's fine on that card. I'm pretty sure it's higher than a 6 anyway. I'm going to go with that. Right, so I mean, I would like to get rid of these stormtroopers. I would really like to get rid of them with a grenade, but don't have a grenade. And we're going to need... This is going to be a big fight here. So I don't want to blow the last grenade on these guys. What say we concentrate on the stormtroopers for now, and then see where we're at afterwards. So Ivanov is going to fire at stormtroopers, and he there was almost moments of panic there as well, because people almost went down, but they didn't. Right. Sorry, Novikov is going to unsuppress himself first before I do anything else. So Ivanov is going to fire at stormtroopers with a 6. Their cover is a 2 because they're at range 0. So that is a 6 and a 3. That is a hit, I believe. So that's good. 1 down. So we're not going to get the 3 wounds nastiness. And Ivanov is going to fire again at stormtroopers. And that is a 4 and a 9. So that is also fantastic. 2 down. And he's going to fire again at the stormtroopers. And that's a 3 and a 7. Which is a hit because the cover is 2. So Ivanov, you have done magnificently, sir. Excellent. Yeah, he's got really good range 0 attacks, like 6 and he's 6 at full health. So Ivanov's done his job there quite nicely. Can Novikov finish that off? Go Novikov. You need an 8 though, so it's a bit less likely, but you can hopefully suppress. A 3 and an 8. I mean, that's all we need, right? Because he's at range 0, he's got a cover of 2, and an 8 is a hit. We have just killed all the Sturmtruppen. Well done, sirs. So, you get 2 experience for that. Fantastic. Cool. Right, so Novikov can't actually hit anybody in the neighbouring square, though. So how do we want to do this? We need to get rid of those recruits because they're just a pain in the ass. So I need to move in people. Well, if we get rid of 2 locations, who can, like, Novikov is the pain in the ass because he's got to spend 4 cards. I think we will spend 4 cards to move Novikov in while we can. So he's number 3 because he's got a movement of 1, you see. So there's a lot. He has to spend a lot there. Golikov can just move with spending 1 card, so that's not too shabby. But Molotov has already moved. Ivanov has to spend 3 cards. So yeah, Novikov moves in. That's his. Sorry, he shot. Yeah, sorry. That's the moving was his second action. And then he is going to try to shoot this recruit who is aiming at him. Yeah, because he shot here, then he spent the move, yeah. I think. Probably forgetting something, I don't know. But 2 and a 5. That does beat the cover. It does not beat the hit though, but that does suppress one of them. I'm quite it's quite likely I am doing something I've already done or forgetting to do something, for which I apologise. It's just because I'm quite tired, to be honest. I'm not entirely 100% brainy here, and with all the technical hitches as well beforehand, they didn't help. So excuse me if I am screwing things up, or if you're wondering what the hell am I just doing when I just did that 5 minutes ago or something. That's just the tiredness, I'm afraid. But hopefully I'm not screwing up. That's what I am going for. So 2, yeah, 4 isn't moving because he's out of actions. Although could get him to move. I've got to move out, which means you or any soldier, if you upgun it, may perform a move without spending an action. But I don't have enough cards to get him in there, I think. I could get some more cards. Molotov can fire at people. Golikov is going to do a discard and draw, so I'm going to draw 4 more cards. And they are, there's a location marker there, oops, I put it in the wrong pile again. And that's a warehouse. That's another urban one. So that is 1 action to play, structure, eliminate hostiles to distribute a total of 4 resource points of gear to the soldiers at this location, but it's a moot point because there's nowhere to put a location now. I've got self-sacrifice, clear orders, and a snapshot. Okay. So Golikov could move in there. Plus 1 all player soldiers to the end. Suffering wound. Another one. Move out. Walk it off. I'm going to spend the warehouse to move Golikov in, because he only needs 1 card to do that. So he's going to move into there. Ivanov can't do anything. Molotov hasn't done anything yet. He's going to fire at the top recruit. On a 2 and an 8, which I believe is going to be a hit because he has a 6 to hit with his +1 on range 0. So that is a kill. Excellent. And who's he going to fire at? Possibly. Who does he not want them to fire at? Does he not want them to fire at Novikov, or does he not want them to fire at Ivanov? Gonna say Novikov. Sorry, Ivanov. So I'm gonna fire at the bottom guy. And that is a 5 and a 5. That is a +1 on the range 0 rolls. That would be a 6. So unfortunately he's missed, but he's broken the cover. So that's a double suppress. And that is his 2 actions. So that's the time here. 11:30. I think we're nearly there. End of turn. Reinforcement time. So this always draws, no matter what. That's an armed jeep, but that's only 3. That is not 5 to 9. This doesn't draw. The refuge doesn't draw. Heavy rubble does, and if it's a 0, it will stay, but it isn't, so that's fine. So no reinforcements. The recruits can attack Ivanov. So they're going to roll. They do have 1 down, so they need a 7 or more to wound. But that's a 1 and it's a 1 and a 7. Novikov though has cover of 2. No, hang on, who are you firing at? Ivanov, sorry, firing at Ivanov. Damn it. Ivanov has a 1. So that does beat the cover. That's annoying. So he takes a hit. He's taken a wound. Damn it! No. I do have self-sacrifice. I can inflict the wounds on another soldier at that location, but that does not. That does not happen. But what I can do is I can play Walk It Off, which is you or any soldier if you upgun by spending an experience point, which I am, may heal 1 or discard a suppress counter. Well, he's healing 1, so he's fine. It's a flesh wound. Excellent. Good. All right, that worked out. And then there's no range closing involved because they can all still hit. They remove a suppression, and we go down to turn 3. All right, this is going well. Like, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but we managed to make it up to the end location with everyone alive just so far. Just have to deal with these pesky recruits, and then we can hit the truck convoy. So now it's colder here, which is interesting. So now we've got to roll 6 or more, except for Ivanov. And apologies to any Russians watching, because I'm probably mangling the pronunciation of that. I'm still not entirely sure if it's Ivanov or Ivanov or Ivanov or what. But I'm going to call him Ivanov. At the moment, I draw 1 command experience card, which is a silver bullet. Oh, that could be handy. And then we do the cold rolls. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 plus now is what we need. That's an 8 for Molotov. That's a 3 for Golikov, so he's down to a 5. That's a 9 for Novikov. And that's a 5 for Ivanov, so that's down to a 3. Again, getting all these really high rolls, and they're kind of when I don't actually need them quite so much. What I really want to do is have them in the combat. So, where are we at now? Still got plenty of time. I'm not in a panic here at the moment, but we do have a potentially large combat coming up at the truck convoy because that's a 6. And I have to kill all the hostiles. I just don't want these recruits here because they're going to screen them. Right, I'm going to have to kill the recruits first anyway, right? So I'm going to get, I need to get Ivanov in, don't I? I'm going to move Ivanov in then with 3 cards. I'm going to move him in now. And then what I could do is actually spend an XP and upgun the move out, so that any soldier can move without spending an action. So he moves in without spending the action, which I think is a little better. Just grab a drink here. Right, so he spent the actions and moved in without spending an action, or spent the action cards. So they're all in one spot now, but that means coughing fit. Narrating too much. One sec. Just see if my throat calms down here. Right, I think I'm okay. So I think Ivanov's going to shoot at people. So he'll shoot at the top recruit. He rolls a 2 and a 7, which is more than enough to kill that lot. So he gets 1 XP for that. Excellent. And I think he may try to kill the bottom ones as well. That's a 5 and a 3. Sadly, that is not a hit, but it is a suppress. Okay. I think somebody could unlock the truck convoy now. So we have to be in the hex. Oh no, in the, I keep calling them hexes. In the card next to it, the location next to it to activate it, and then that triggers the hostiles. So we have a 6 hostile thing coming now. So this could be interesting. This is an SDKFS 2511 half track. Okay, that's a 4. And we got riflemen. And we got ambushers. And that brings us up to 6. Now, the truck I can evade with 3 experience. Yes, I'm evading that with 3 experience. That is not going to happen. So, yeah, that's gone. So we don't get any XP for that, but that's 4 points of the hostiles used up, basically. And that's gone. We got riflemen, we got ambushers, that's a 1 again, oh great. Frontmost, that's going to be on the location where closest to the objective. And that's pay 1 XP or suppress everybody. Well, I'm going to pay 1 XP and not suppress everybody. And that's it. So, that's interesting. So all I have to do is kill those riflemen, and then I can destroy those vehicles, assuming there's no reinforcements showing up. which would be nice. Okay. Well, Ivanov is going to just straight up shoot at the ambushes, I think, at this point. So 5 for the cover, 3, that's a miss, so it's a suppress. So that's 1 down. And what else is he doing? Did he fire twice? Or 3 times? He killed a recruit, didn't he? I got a horrible feeling he's fired 3 times, hasn't he? I'm going to say he's fired 3 times. I feel like he has. Again, I could be just getting confused. But Novikov, I think we'll do him next. He will. He can only fire at the range 0, so he's going to fire at the ambushes. 2 and a 6. That is not enough to do anything. I think that's a complete fluff. So that's 1 action. Again, 6 and a 6. Well, that's a suppress at least. And again, 2 and a 5. Okay, this is just absolutely shit rolls. Yeah, that's a complete miss, isn't it? Yeah. He's just so flaky. Sometimes he's good, sometimes it's just nope, I'm gonna just miss everything. I am going to use Golikov to fire at the rifleman next door. It's a 6 on the cover and a 4. That is not enough to hit them, but does suppress them. He's going to fire again at them. That's a 4 and a 7. Does not hit them, sadly, because it needs an 8 at range 1, but that does do another suppress. And oh, they have another one, don't they? Okay, Molotov is going to fire at the ambushes. They've only got 2 things on them, haven't they? So 6 and a 6, which is range 0. It's got +1, so that is a hit. Excellent. They are knocked out. And he's going to fire at the rifleman next door. 3 and a 0. That is a breaks the cover and it's a hit. So that's a 1 dead. Nice shot, Molotov. Okay, everyone's used up their actions. I think everyone's neutralized, aren't they? Because there's 3 and there's 3 and there's 3. Yeah, I think we're good. So, reinforcements. Let's do the hostile phase. Crossroads. That's another 3. That's not good. That doesn't happen. There's none there. Heavy rubble. Are you a 0? You are not, thankfully. You're a sniper team and you do not show up. Truck convoy. Nobody shows up there yet because there's no soldiers in there. Well, my soldiers, anyway. Anyone moving? Nobody needs to move. Remove suppression markers. 1, 2, 3, one from each of them. Advanced timer. So you got 2 turns to kill this truck convoy. I would like to move people into there now. Who's good at short range? Ivanov's really good at short range. I think Ivanov. Well, hang on. I've got to. Before I do all that, I've got to do the start of turn things, right? So, but I think I'm going to move Ivanov into the truck convoy. But first, I've got to draw my CX, my cards for the combat experience. Oh, you've got to move out. There we go. I am going to then do the cold. Yes. So Molotov 7, we're fine. We've got to roll 6+. Golikov apparently has a leak in his cold weather clothing. He gets cold. Novikov again just bounces off him. Ivanov 2. You are also using up a hardy counter. Right. So yeah, I was going to move Ivanov into the truck convoy thing. I can do a move out to get him to move in there without spending an action. He can get... I've got a silver bullet I can use on the rifleman. But let's see what we can do, because all we got to do, like, these guys don't matter as much. If I can just get people in here, take this guy out, and then we can just rat-a-tat-tat at the truck convoy, we should be able to take him out, and then we've done the mission. It doesn't matter if there's any hostiles remaining. So, if I can get, who do I want to put in there? Novikov is number 3. He can move in there because it's a 1, so it's entrance cost of 1, so he doesn't even have to spend any cards. So Novikov's going to move in here. He's going to try and shoot the riflemen. Come on, man. 3 and a 6. 3 breaks the cover. 6 doesn't hit, but it doesn't have to hit, because now the hostiles screening the trucks just have to be suppressed, I believe. Pretty sure. Must be suppressed or killed before the hostiles its location can be attacked. Yeah. So they're all out of action. So that was, so he moved in there, he shot at them, and now he's going to take a shot at the trucks. So they are cover 3, 1 hit each. He's going to use the silver bullet. No, he can't use silver bullet because it's not a Molotov has to do it. It's not an upgunned one. He's just going to fire at the trucks, and hopefully he's going to roll a high number. Sure. Come on. Let's get 1 hit done. That. That's a 6 and a 7. It's one short. God damn it. He is an 8. So a hit is needed. Like a suppress doesn't do anything, and that's basically a suppress. So that's him done. Okay, Molotov is going to move in there. You have to spend an action. He's going to use a silver bullet on his semi-attack on the rifle to get a attack roll of 10 and a defeat cover of 6, so it's an auto hit. So that's going to take out a truck. So I guess let's just mark them down with the stars. So one truck is dead. We have to kill 4 trucks. They have cover 3 and 1 hit each. So silver bullet's gone. So he moved in there, and then he used an action to shoot. One down. Ivanov is going to move in here with move out. Any soldier, spend an XP to upgun it so that any soldier can do that. So he's going to move out. He's going to move without spending an action, and he can do that. So he now has 3 actions to shoot at the trucks with. Right. Before he does that, Golikov is going to do a discard and draw. So I'm going to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe there's going to be a card in here that's going to help. There's a location marker, which is kind of irrelevant at this point, but let's just draw it anyway. It would have been a bridge. That would have been playable. Soldiers cannot enter this card if this card has 2 or more hostiles. That's what that looks like. Each non-player soldier and squad soldier may perform a move without spending an action. Interesting. Unfortunately, that's a bit late because only Novikov remains. I think I've been moving the wrong guy, haven't I? Because I wanted him in there, didn't I? I think he... Yeah, sorry, this should be the other way around. This is Novikov. Because I moved him in there, didn't I? Right. That makes more sense. So... have I got anything that can help then? I've got nothing actually that is useful, sadly. So Golikov is just going to, well, I mean at this point, each non-player soldier and squad soldier may perform a move without spending an action. I mean, I might as well just spend that to get Golikov in there for free. And then he'll fire at the trucks. That's a 6 and a 7, which is a hit. So we have killed a truck. And then we've got 3 hits with Ivanov. Come on. You do this, we win. 5 and a 2. That is definitely not a hit. It's 1 down. There's no other thing I can do here, is there? No. So that's his action. 2 more. Oh, useless. Utterly useless. Complete miss. Ah, useless. Absolutely flipping pathetic. Wow. Really thought I could take those trucks out in this turn. So it's going to come down to the last turn, and there are still people shooting at us. Bugger. Alright, reinforcements. Crossroads, nothing. Defensive line gets nothing, refuge gets nothing, rubble gets nothing. Truck convoy. Grenadier, but it's a 0, it needs to be a 1, so that does not show up. Attack. So the riflemen are all suppressed. The recruits are partially suppressed. They could attack 3. So they could attack Novikov. So the recruits are going to roll on Novikov. And they're going to roll cover beating, but it's a miss because there's only 1 of them. So that's going to be a suppress then on Novikov, on number 3. That's them. And then these guys are going to roll on Molotov. There is 1 of them, and that is a 3, which does beat the cover of 3, which I have, and a 6, which is a miss. So that's another suppress. Okay. Actually, that's bullshit. That is not a suppress, because they are range 0. So they are actually not attacking, they're going to move over to here. Which is a pain in the butt, because now everyone takes the suppress off, and now we've got 2 hostiles that we have to clear out there. That's really irritating. And then the timer goes down to 1. So we have to do it in this turn. Like, I really hope we can do this. It'd be really annoying if I can't. Right. Well, at the moment, we're going to draw. We're going to do our start of turn things. So draw a card. Flanking attack. You or any soldier may perform a move, and then you may immediately perform an attack without spending actions. Well, a bit late now. Cold. Molotov. 9. He's fine. This is a 4+ here now. Golikov. 5. That's good. Novikov. 3. That is not good. So he's down to a 3 on the hardy. And Ivanov. 2. Wow, Ivanov's really not having a good time with this. But it doesn't matter, because we should be finishing now, or we will be finishing now, one way or another. Now, really, I think everybody should just be attacking everything, right? Or just be attacking the things. So I'm going to spend a rally. That is going to get rid of... didn't 2 people get suppressed? No. 1 person got suppressed. So I'm going to rally, which will get rid of the suppress without spending an action. So that's good. And then everything else doesn't matter. So I think concentrate fire on the trucks. Everyone just let rip at the trucks. Let's start with Ivanov. It doesn't matter about the hostiles now. It does matter about the hostiles. Damn, it does, doesn't it? Because I've got to screen. They screen the trucks. Crap. Okay. Bugger lugs. Novikov. Can you take out the riflemen and the ambushers from the equation? Novikov on the ambushers. 2 and a 9. That's gonna do something. Ambushers. If that was a rifleman, that would have totally taken them out. But it doesn't beat the cover, unfortunately. But it does suppress them. So you need just one more on them. And that is a 1 and a 5. That does break their cover. It is a miss. It's also a reload. Crap, so he's jammed. That's no good, but it does suppress them. Don't have anything to undo that, do I? Poop. Well, it doesn't matter really. So I would rather spend the action on getting rid of all my cards and drawing up a new bunch, because it doesn't matter. Like, there's not going to be another turn after this. This is the last turn. So this is where it all comes down. So I'm getting rid of all my cards and I'm drawing back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we've got. So we do have stuff. Extra magazine, Overwatch, flanking attack, Fubar, move out, and scrounge. Nothing useful, unfortunately. Alright, Novikov's used up. I just need 2. Well, I just need somebody to take out the rifleman. Ivanov. Oh, shit. Do I want to use Ivanov? Molotov. You have a 6 to hit the rifleman. A 1 and a 0. Well, that misses the cover. Oh, no, wait. Penetration is 1. So that adds 1 to the cover roll. So that's a 2, and a 0 is a hit. So that kills one of the riflemen. Which means if you can fire at the truck, then Molotov, with a similar thing. 2 and a 7. So penetration 1, so that's a 3, and a 7 is going to hit with the rifle, so that is 1 hit truck. Now between 5 of them, if they all 5 of them miss, I'm just going to scream. Because Ivanov, can you manage to hit the truck that is remaining? You only need to get a 6. 2 does not break the cover. You did get a 6. Okay. Try that again. 3 and a 2. Good God. That does not hit either. Okay, like, this is ridiculous. Golikov? Do you want to chip in? Oh, I don't know how. I'm just gonna scream if they all miss. You only need to roll higher than a 3. Golikov, you give it a go. You need to roll a 7 or more and a 2 on the die on the cover. No. Ivanov? This is just not turning out well. 2 and a 5. That is not a hit. I don't believe it. I'm gonna fail it. I'm gonna fail this because these people can't shoot for shit. I've only got one action left, and there is nothing that can help. I've got an Overwatch. I can use that to get one more attack on the truck if I need to. Because it's play at the start of the hostile attack step. You may perform one attack at the start of the hostile attack step. It doesn't say on what. Because the clock runs out at the end of the turn, right? At the end of the hostiles thing. So I got one more. Alright, let's try Golly Cold. 3 and a 7. Is that enough? 3 beats the cover. 7 is a 0, range 0, hit 7. We've done it. Ah! Granted, that went outside the dice tray, but that killed the last truck. I will take that. The last action. If I had one more, so I mean that's it. Yeah, we're done. I believe that is the moment you accomplish the objective. You have done the mission. Let's just verify that. Game immediately ends in success when you complete the objective card's requirements. There we go. So, done it. Right, all these games are like, I don't know if this is, I don't think it's by design, but like every game that I've played where I've beaten the mission, it has been on the very last action of the very last turn. Every game, it's like three or four games I think we've done of that. I mean, wow. So if I had done the Overwatch, which is this one, at the start of the attack, and I was using who would be best? I think at that point I would be using Molotov to lob a grenade, his last grenade, at the last truck. Before the hostile step there, and he would have rolled 4 dice. And the thing with this is if the cover thing is less than 2, then nothing else matters. So what would I have rolled? The cover is a 6. So yeah, I would have used my grenade to blow up the last truck, and that would have done it. Because I think the trucks count as separate hostiles. It's not like it's a truck with 4 health on it like the cards. So I don't think one grenade would be able to take out all 4 trucks. It would only be able to take out 1 truck. Whew! So wow, that was an interesting one, like, because we had this big fight at the beginning, and then it tailed off down here, and then it just ramped up again. And we very, very nearly did not manage to do that, but few actually succeeded by the skin of our teeth. Whew. Right. But yeah, it's a really good, it's a good little game. Like, I do like this. Like, I'm not, I mean, this is like my first proper solo game. I've never been into them really before. I mean, Space Corp was the first game I actually played properly solo, and that was brilliant, and it still is. But this one's like almost purpose built to be solo. It's like it actually can be 1 to 6 players, but it really feels like it's designed as a solo game, and then all the other stuff is just, oh, and you could put more people in. You know, it's like an afterthought. But this is a really good game, and I've got I mean, I've got a load, like, tons of the expansions. I mean, I've got most of the first wave of expansions, I think, now. So I've got the UK, I've got the US, the UK, Germany, Russia, now I've got Poland. I'm going to be getting France in a couple of, or in next week, when that arrives. But that's pretty much all of the Europe stuff. I mean, there's Finland as well, which I'm not too fussed about. And then, yeah, the rest of it is, I mean, I've started doing the Pacific now, which I'm also getting next week with the France ones. And of course, Pacific, like I said, is US versus Japan in the Pacific theatre. But there's also a whole bunch of other stuff there. So there's the Japan expansions, which I am also getting. Just so I can have like the full US versus the full Japan. But there's like China. They've expanded it to the Korean War as well. So there's a North Korea and a South Korea as well. Australia's in there somewhere as well, I believe. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go full, get everything for the Pacific one. I think Japan will tide me over for now, because that's the main stuff there, I think. But there's also these other ones that there's like the shore invasions, so like D-Day type things, airborne divisions, so you can get paratroops. There's fortifications, which could be interesting. There's a whole bunch of vehicles as well, which could be interesting as well. They're more expensive though. There's undead. Like there is an undead expansion, which I don't know if I'm gonna get. I may get it, but again, it's a more expensive one. It's like double the price of the normal ones. So that's something I can get over time. I don't have to get a massive binge of those ones, but I do want to get like the shore invasion one. That sounds interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of scope for expansion here. I mean, it's obviously because there's the Axis side is it's just the Germans at the moment, really. But it could be interesting if you play it the other way around, because you can play German soldiers. I've done that in a solo thing previously. And if you play the German soldiers, then you suddenly have a whole range of options for hostiles, because now you can have UK hostiles, you can have US hostiles, you can have I don't know, French hostiles and Polish hostiles and Soviet hostiles and so on. So it gives a bit more variety on who you're facing, even though there's very little actual difference between them all, just a few stats modified up and down, and different pictures. But then on the downside, you're playing German soldiers, so it kind of feels a bit weird where you're kind of rooting for the Nazis, because that's that feels a bit kind of not right, really. Yeah, unless you do it as a sort of Das Booty kind of way, except with soldiers. Speaking of that, I was thinking next time I could play this. I'll show you that there. So this is U-Boat Leader. I'm not sure I'll show it there. So I think I'll do this on. I'll see how I feel if I want to do a Monday stream or not. But if not, I'll do this on Friday. So, funny thing about playing the Germans is funny, and then of course I bring out U-Boat Leader, which is about playing U-boat captains. But this is an interesting one. I'll probably go into like the morality or whatever of it when I play it more. But it's interesting because I got this. Like there are several sub games around, and this is a solo sub game. and made by the same people that did Warfighter, or the same company. But it's the North Atlantic, all the U-boats, you know, the Germans sinking all the shipping and stuff there. And I got this because I'm interested in that, you know, that aspect of the war, right? But yeah, the only option it gives you is you're playing the U-boat captains, not you're playing the shipping and trying to avoid being sunk by the U-boats. But that seems to be the only option for that thing, for that aspect of the theatre. So yeah, I think the way I'm gonna handle playing this is like, you know, the Das Boot approach, where, you know, you're looking at German protagonists here, but they're kind of portrayed more like they're just sailors. More, you know, they're not necessarily all evil Nazis or whatever. They're just you know, the cogs in the machine that are doing the stuff that you know, that are, you know, they're just following the orders and so on, and they don't even necessarily like following the orders, but they don't have too much choice or something. But however it's done, I mean, obviously it is a bit weird having to play the bad guys, and you know, it's not something I am hugely comfortable with, but and this at least, it's well, it's interesting. We'll do it on either Monday or Friday, and I'll talk about it more then. Then you can see how it goes. But it is interesting because, you know, the ships that are in this that you get to sink are, you know, they're real ships, and they were actually ships that were sunk or attacked by U-boats during the war. So it makes it a whole lot more personal when you can actually just go and look them up and go, oh yeah, that was this boat that got sunk and like 50 people died on it. Yeah, so it's I want to do this, and I want to do it on a stream just to go through the experience of that, because it is really interesting, and it's good, I think, because it makes you, it's like playing it from the other side gives you that different perspective on it, and you're really kind of, it hammers home the history a lot more. But I mean, in no way does it glorify it or anything. So we'll see. We'll try it on Monday or Friday. I'll post a tweet and see. It's not actually a very heavy game either. So I mean, it's not quite like this. That's more, U-Boat Leader is more like a push your luck kind of game. Whereas this is more like you're actually, you know, feel like you're fighting an enemy here. But we'll see how that goes anyway, and I'll talk about it more then, and you can see what it's like. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'll say this before I go. I'll say this here. I did mention it in a comment on one of the YouTube videos. So hi Jack, hi Jack Star. Yes, I haven't forgotten about the computer games. I mean, right now, I mean, I said I was going to take a month to do board games. I may take, well, I probably will take May as well. But what I could do is intersperse things. You know, like do a one stream on computer games and one stream on board games or something, or maybe a Monday computer games and a Friday board games or something like that. I'll have to think about that. The issue with that is that board games seem to be getting a lot more viewers, so that's kind of encouraging me to do that more. But also I have a bit of a technical problem in that the Elgato game chat cable that connects the audio from the PlayStation to the capture device and therefore my computer, I think at least that cable has been buggered up somehow. It's really weird because it worked fine until the end of the Assassin's Creed game, stream, and then I tried playing it afterwards on my own, and the sound was just completely buggered, and it seemed to be the cable. So apparently it just spontaneously died right after I finished the Assassin's Creed stream. But the problem is I've got to try and find a new one of those, and they seem to be a bit hard to find now. I may have to get some, nameless clone off Amazon, which is probably a counterfeit and probably crap. Or either that, or I have to try and track down the components, because you can make a chat cable by using an audio cable and some adapters, but I have to track down those things. I don't know where I can find them around here, or how easy they are to get hold of. So until I can actually get that, I can't actually stream any PlayStation games, because there won't be any sound. So I'll have to see how that goes, but I am looking, and because I do want to go back to that. Obviously I've got the DLC to play. There are some board games that are set in that era, though, that I may try and play. Probably not in the imminent future, but at some point in the future. So that's an option. But yeah, the PS4 is going to be out of action until I can find the replacement cable, unfortunately. But like I said, I am looking. Hopefully I can find one and we can get back on track, and hopefully that's all that's broken and it's not something else. If it's PlayStation itself, then that's going to be a bit more of a problem. But anyway, bottom line is video game streams will be back at some point, but I need to fix this problem first. So sorry about that. I did not see that coming myself, but right. Anyway, with that, I'm going to head off. So hopefully, like I said, I was a bit tired this time around, so I was a bit all over the place today. But so apologies for that, but hopefully that was followable, and we did actually succeed in the mission, so that was good. Just barely. And it was an interesting one, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and that's our first taste of a brutal city fight. Who knows, maybe it was in Stalingrad. I mean, that was the big city fight, wasn't it, really? But yeah, it was pretty good. I thought that was really, really nicely done. And it does, because you can't play nature cards, it all feels like, it's a crossroads, a defensive line, a refuge, a heavy rubble. You're battling through a city. It actually feels like it. It's really nicely done. But I'm going to go now. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Next time, I don't know if that's going to be Monday or Friday. Just keep an eye out on the Twitter over the weekend. Or for the announcement whenever I do it, and we'll see where we go. Okay, so thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Ta-ta!